Try listening to this whistle. It is not pleasant, not at all. It is piercing, slightly off the expected pitch, and it sounds like a harbor tug's horn. The first time they hear it, a lot of people jolt and whip their heads around like, wait, what was that? Coaster in San Diego has a new batch of bi-level cars these days, and they look noticeably brighter and cleaner. Bigger windows, a cleaner car body, and the cab car nose looks thicker too, like it was built to protect the crew. But what sticks with me most is not the look, it is the sound. On Steam Engine, I'm inviting you to stand trackside for a minute. Listen to steel wheels go clack clack over rail joints. Watch a push-pull consist roll into the station. Then we talk about something very real. Why would anyone deliberately design a horn that sounds bad, unpleasant, and hard to tolerate? Only so you cannot ignore it in the one moment that matters. New cars enter service. Modern look, still pure commuter DNA. The new coaster sets look different the instant you see them. Cleaner car sides, larger windows so the interior feels brighter and more open, less boxed in than older cars. The cab car's front end has also been rebuilt thicker, the kind of shape that tells you they are prioritizing safety for the crew and passengers. Just standing trackside, you can feel the commuter routine. Steel wheels going clack clack over joints, a very light brake hiss as they come into the station. Then the whole push-pull train rolls in cleanly. No jolts, no wobble. New equipment is not just about looking good. It is about running steadily, running reliably, running so that people make it on time. And the thing that makes anyone near a grade crossing snap their head around is sitting right on top of that cab car. This new batch helps Coaster increase capacity and reshuffle the fleet so the oldest cars can finally rest and give way to more dependable ones. Inside, it is still the familiar commuter layout. The difference is that bigger windows make the ride more comfortable, especially late afternoon or at night, when the outside view is no longer pitch black the way it used to feel. Right now, the new equipment is still being introduced step by step. Some cars are already in official service. Some are still being tested a bit longer, just to be sure. But the most obvious change is not what you see, it is what you hear. The horn on the new cab car sounds off and piercing on purpose, a sound that refuses to be ignored. I want to pause right here on that horn because it is the one thing that makes the whole new train feel different from the very first cycle. A marine horn on the cab car roof. Unpleasant is the point. Some sounds are built so you simply cannot tune them out. The horn on Coaster's new cab car is that kind of sound. One blast and you snap your head around, even if you were staring at your phone or talking to someone. The tone is not sweet, not rounded and musical like many other US passenger trains. It is a little off, a little harsh, like a harbor tug horn, the kind of sound that tells you something is happening. Move now. When you hear it, you feel two reactions at once. It is irritating to the ear, and it is almost funny. But that irritation is exactly what saves lives. It does not let you ignore it the way you ignore everyday city noise. Funny because the first time everyone makes the same face, like, why does it sound so awful? Reassuring because when a warning is needed, this sound cuts straight into your ear. It does not get swallowed by traffic. It does not blend into the background because it is too pretty. The designers chose this horn for a brutally practical reason. In danger, you need a sound that triggers a reaction faster than thought. Stand at a crossing and you see the effect immediately. Steel wheels are coming in with that clack-clack. Wind pushes the engine noise closer. Then the horn tears through. People automatically step back and look toward the rails. For older folks, that reflex is priceless. No guessing, no thinking. Just hear it and you know you must pay attention. The horn stops and people immediately turn to each other and ask, why does that horn sound so weird? Did Coaster change its horn? Or were these new cars built in Canada, so they brought that kind of sound with them?
All the way to downtown, all the way to downtown.
Nathan K5CA. A deliberately discordant orchestra. Why would a modern passenger operation like Coaster carry a horn that sounds annoyingly harsh, like a harbor tug? The difference is the block of metal on the cab car roof. A Nathan K5CA horn. Unlike the K5LA, the default horn on most US passenger trains, which tends to sound fairly harmonious, the K5CA is designed to be discordant on purpose. That sound comes from the strict requirements of Canadian rail operations, where this Alstom batch of cars was produced. Their philosophy is extremely practical. A train horn is not for enjoyment. It must be an invasion of hearing. It must be sharp, piercing, and off-key enough that the human ear never confuses it with a truck horn, an ambulance siren, or the mixed noise of the city. At busy grade crossings in San Diego, you can hear the payoff. A K5CA blast is not only a warning, it is a command that forces you to stop immediately. And this modern screamer also has flexible volume control. At a lower setting, it is enough to signal without making the entire neighborhood jump. But in an emergency, maximum compressed air is driven through 5 bells, producing an emergency tone that rips the space open. That harshness is not a flaw. It is an expensive safety feature. It ensures that even if you are wearing headphones or drifting in your own world, you cannot ignore the giant coming down the rails. The new cab car nose. Thicker, built to take a hit. Look straight at the front of Coaster's new cab car and you see it immediately. It is no longer a flat, older style face. The nose has been redesigned. Sharper angles. More like armor than decoration. This is where you plan for the worst to protect what matters most. The crew up front and the passengers behind them. For commuter trains running dense schedules through countless crossings, the risk of collision is never truly zero. So this nose does not need to be pretty, it needs to hold. Put simply, the new design focuses on absorbing force and protecting the survival space inside the cab. A thicker front end, a tighter structure. It looks different before it even moves. Standing trackside, you can also feel that solid presence as it passes. No extra shaking, no fragile feeling. And paired with the intentionally piercing K5CA horn, the message is clear. This new fleet is not only a comfort upgrade, it is a safety upgrade. If you like this kind of breakdown, where I show it up close and explain it where it stands, hit follow on Steam Engine so the team has more motivation. What do you want us to analyze next? F40PH, cab cars, or another commuter line? Drop a comment under the video and we will choose based on what gets the most.
Nice.
The nose has already spoken about safety. Now look inside, bigger windows, and how it feels to ride these new cars, especially on a short night run in San Diego. Boarding at night. Bigger windows, a noticeably more open feel. When you step onto Coaster's new cars, the first thing you notice before you even look at the seats is the light. Bigger windows make the cabin feel less enclosed, especially at night when the interior is bright and the whole city is sliding past outside. You can see more clearly. Grade crossings, palm trees, San Diego's yellow street lights, and those moments when the train glides past a platform in just a few seconds. The interior layout is still a familiar commuter style, practical, easy to wipe down, easy to board and exit. But the new sense of openness makes the ride far more comfortable, especially for older riders whose eyes tire easily. A night trip also lets you hear the car body more clearly. Steel wheels rolling clack-clack over rail joints sounds as precise as a clock keeping time. As the train comes into the station, brakes hiss very lightly. Then everything goes quiet for a beat before the doors open. When it pulls out again, you feel the consistency accelerate smoothly, without jerks. If the cab car is leading that day, the K5CA horn hits right before a grade crossing. Piercing, yes, but no one can pretend they didn't hear it. The best part of the new equipment is that it lowers your tension. You don't have to guess what the train is about to do. The warning sound is clear. The view is clearer. The ride feels smoother. And that is what commuters need most. After a long day, you get on the train hoping for one peaceful trip home. On a bigger scale, this new car order also drives a major change. The oldest cars finally get to retire, making room for something more durable and safer. New cars don't go straight into service. They have to be tested properly. Coaster's new cars are not a simple deliver, couple, and run situation. They must go through testing and adjustments. Do the brakes bite evenly? Do the doors open and close smoothly? Does the warning system meet standards? And does the cab car operate reliably while leading the train? There are countless small details. A picky sensor, a misaligned door latch, but on passenger rail, even a small fuss is something riders feel immediately. That is why the early phase always happens one unit at a time. Some cab cars have already been cleared for commercial service. A few are still in continued testing. It sounds slow, but slow is worth it. A problem in the shop can be fixed with a wrench. A problem at a grade crossing during rush hour only needs to happen once to become a real headache. Bringing new equipment into the roster also triggers a very everyday outcome. Old equipment gets to rest. Some of the longest-serving cars are removed from the line and sold to other operators who still need them, instead of being left to rust in the sun and rain. Rail fans might feel a little sad, but daily riders feel one thing most clearly: less worry, brighter cars, easier outside view, smoother ride, clearer warnings. This changing cycle also leads to something operationally important: numbering, and how Coaster separates new cars running with new cars. It sounds small, but it is extremely useful in day-to-day service. Read the car number and you instantly know the generation. Coaster has a very practical numbering system, and if you pay attention, you can immediately recognize the layer each car belongs to. This new Alstom fleet usually carries a 4-digit series, starting with the 2300 series for standard coaches and 2500 for cab cars. Standardizing the leading digits helps maintenance teams and even riders instantly recognize that this is the newest generation on the line. This systematic numbering also supports matched consistent building. Operations often prioritize coupling 2300 and 2500 cars together because they share the same electrical standards, door mechanisms, and replacement parts. That not only makes shop maintenance faster, it also reduces small sensor-related issues when the train runs push-pull. For commuters, one quick glance at a 2300 series number on the car side is enough. They know they're about to get the bigger windows and the brighter, more open ride. Cab car. A remote control station and the power of push-pull. Many people assume a car is a locomotive, but in reality, it is a remote control station with no engine. Thanks to the push-pull operation, Coaster can run flexibly without turning the locomotive at the terminal. The locomotive at the rear provides the muscle to push. The cab car at the front serves as the hand, controlling throttle, brakes, and horn. Because it sits at the point of impact whenever the train runs in reverse. The new cab car is equipped with a robust CEM structure in the nose, as we already broke down. The engineer in that cab holds the life of the whole train through control wiring running the length of the consist. Standing trackside, you see a striking scene. The train glides forward in the quiet presence of the leading cab car, but behind it, you hear the deep internal roar of the diesel locomotive pushing hard from the rear. That coordination is the key that lets commuter lines keep dense schedules without wasting time on complicated turning
It was
moves.
right there. Stop, yeah. It was an Amtrak.
Conclusion. Sometimes unpleasant to hear is what saves you. A new coaster set doesn't shock you with luxury. It comforts you through small things. Brighter cars, a clearer view outside, smoother station arrivals. Then the K5CA horn cuts through every layer of noise. Stop. It is piercing, yes, but it pulls your reflex back to the right place, especially at crossings in the dark when your mind is tired.
Yeah.
Railroading has always had its own rules of sound. With this new fleet, Coaster didn't choose a nice horn. They chose an effective horn. So at the end of the day, everyone gets home in real peace. Clear warnings, proactive safety. The train rolls on, steel wheels still going clack-clack, as always. Only now, the people inside are a little less tense. Tomorrow, they go to work again, Then they go home again, and they hear that horn again. One time might make you wince. Many times you understand. It is the sound of getting home safely.
Я уже красиво. Выставляюсь.